Okay, I don't even know why I need to discuss this, but it's been blown up once again. I've seen it once again all on Twitter and YouTube, and so I'm going to just discuss it first before I get into anything else with this episode of Dragon Ball Super. So, there's a preview, which, spoilers, by the way, if you haven't seen the preview for next week's episode, I recommend you to go watch it before, you continue on with this video. Well, there's a preview for next week's episode at the end of this, latest episode, and it shows Android 17 facing up against Goku Super Saiyan Blue. And, once again, people are yelling, upset. And I'm just like, okay, number one, it's a preview. So, obviously, we don't have all the information from the preview. It was just like a second or two. So, we don't even know the context of the fight or the main point of next week's episode. So, for all we know, it's not really a fight or something. I don't know. We just don't know the full details of Android 17 and Super Saiyan Blue Goku going at each other. We really don't. On top of that, I expressed this last week, in which I want to bring it up again. Super Saiyan Blue is God Ki, okay? Goku, using that form, allows him to manipulate his ki. Ki control. That's the big point of that entire transformation. And so, obviously, even if he is in Super Saiyan Blue, he could control his ki maybe to make it down to 1% or whatever. He doesn't need to go all in with 100% of his power with Super Saiyan Blue. See, the big point and difference with, Super Saiyan and Super Saiyan Blue, Super Saiyan just had a lot of power leaking out of you. You couldn't really hold back all of your strength in it, while you had Super Saiyan Blue, which you could control your ki. You can control the leaking of the ki and all of that to where you can actually make your power level a certain threshold for you don't harm someone. But on top of that, most likely the fight going on between Android 17 and Goku is probably going along with the Tournament of Power rules, which is no killing, like probably no flying, also no weapons or anything. On top of that, ring outs. That's the big, ongoing thing right now, which once again played a part in the latest episode of Dragon Ball Super with Majin Buu and Goku. So I just want to point this out. Anyone that's complaining already about Android 17 and Super Saiyan Blue Goku facing off, just wait until next week, for the love of God. Just wait until next week, until we see. Then we can bitch about it if it is a problem. Seriously, I'll be with you. If there's a problem, I will be alongside of you and bitch about it. But for now, though, it's just literally a second or two, and also ki control. It's the whole point of last week's episode with Krillin, which many didn't seem to realize. But anyways, though, let us talk about this episode, the latest episode of Dragon Ball Super. Okay, so Majin Buu's design, right off the bat, I like it. I know many might not like Majin Buu's newest design because of the face, the way it retains, the original Good Buu's face, but I really like the design. I really like the overall design of it with the gloves and everything. I just like the way he looks, and I really, really, really hope that it's not just for this episode, and that is a reoccurring form for Majin Buu. From my understanding from this episode, it doesn't seem like it's a transformation. It doesn't. I was hoping it was going to be along the lines of purification or something from, Dragon Ball's universe, but that apparently isn't the case. However, it does seem, since Buu has been training, he did slim down a little bit, and he was a little bit faster and stronger, and I do hope that Buu continues this form or something. I don't know. I mean, I just hope he doesn't go back to his original form, which I like. I just like the actual look of this Buu. It just looks so cool, and it reminds me of Super Buu so much. Just the way the entire build of his body is. I'm like, that is basically Super Buu, the way he looks. I'm like, yo, please, Buu, keep that form, keep that form. That looks just so badass, just seeing you look like Super Buu, seeing how tall you are and all that. It's so badass. So I really hope Buu keeps that form, but most likely, judging by the end of the scene with Buu and Goku, it seems like Buu's gonna go to sleep and probably eat some candy, so he'll probably be back to his normal, form very soon, which kind of sucks, yeah, but we'll see where that goes. I'm holding my hopes out there for the potential possibility of Buu retaining that form. So anyways, though, let's talk about the actual fight, though. So Buu beat Goku. It wasn't an actual battle of power, which, once again, I need to clarify. Number one, Goku didn't transform. Number 2, it was a ring out. It wasn't about strength, and that's, once again, the main point of the Tournament of Power, and why someone like Krillin, someone like Tien, and Master Roshi can even participate in the first place, because it's not going to be an actual tournament about beating the shit out of each other. And it's about technique and skill. That's basically what the upcoming Tournament of Power is going to be about. And so, once again, Goku lost to Majin Buu, because it was a ring out. It wasn't because of a contest of strength. Many might have forgotten how much of a genius Majin Buu is when it comes to fighting, because there's a couple of little instances throughout Dragon Ball Z to where Buu showed how smart he was when it came to him fighting. He really picks up on a lot of things. Let's just talk about his fight with Goku and Vegeta for a second, okay? Good Buu, when he was fighting Vegeta, he learned some of Vegeta's attacks, you know, his rapid fire attack. Or, you know, Goku, when Goku was using, you know, the Kameo Wave, Buu picked up on that. And remember, the two Boos, the Good Buu and the Evil Buu, had a power struggle with the Kameo Wave. They, like, picked up on that Ki Blast type attack. So when you look at it like this, Buu has always been a genius. He's been always able to pick up on certain abilities or how to fight, and he learns relatively quickly. And once again, that shows in this episode. Buu is a genius when it comes to fighting. He may not be the smartest out there, but he is a genius when it comes to fighting. He can pick up a lot of things, and also, he does love fighting. We gotta remember, that was one of the big things about Majin Buu in Dragon Ball Z. But many don't remember that or tend to remember that, but Buu did actually like fighting. He was kind of into that. Maybe not as much as a Saiyan, like, you know, Vegeta or Goku, but he still did like fighting. And so it would explain a lot why he would go so far to train, why he was just training all this time to be able to get stronger, because he does like fighting. And so that kind of fits with Majin Buu's character and what he was trying to accomplish in the first place, which I do appreciate that. I love how all these characters from Dragon Ball Z are just becoming, you know, very important and coming into the spotlight, and also all these things that many might have forgotten are starting to pop up once again and become relevant. The Supreme Kais, they try to do like a joint meeting without Universe 7, and apparently it didn't really work out. It didn't work out to the one Supreme Kai that wanted to come together and, you know, think of a plan to how they can deal with everything, maybe talk to Zeno and all that, not to do this in the first place, but it didn't work out. So what the Supreme Kai wanted to accomplish pretty much got through under the rug. Well, the Gods of Destruction, they had a meeting talking about what the Supreme Kais were doing, and if anyone was trying to cheat in the first place, if anyone is starting any heinous shit behind the scenes. So Champa's like, hey, we need more Saiyans. Give me more Saiyans. Like, give me more Saiyans. So we got that set up for that, you know, female Super Saiyan Broly coming out very soon. So, pretty excited for that. So, besides all that, let's talk about the Pride Troopers. I really like the Pride Troopers universe. I really am a fan of the aesthetics when it came to the futuristic look. I like, you know, Toppo just walking up into a bar and all that. He's just sitting down, he's all depressed, thinking about what Goku is doing. I just like all of the visuals throughout that entire scene. But also, I like the character designs as well, especially the guy that looks a lot like Beerus. So, that's a character I want to dive into. So, there's a character that looks very similar to Beerus. However, there is obviously a very big difference. Even though they have similar features to them, there's a difference when it comes to the way their mouth is. And that is the character that was introduced in this episode, a part of the Pride Troopers. He's obviously a rabbit. He is not a cat, which is like Beerus and Champa. So, there is a difference there. One's a rabbit, one's a cat. So, I don't think they're probably necessarily the same race. So, it's kind of sad, but at the same time, though, maybe there might be a correlation there. We might find out in the future. But I am kind of curious. But everybody that was saying that might be a, you know, a similar person, like similar to Beerus and Champa, that's not the case here. That is actually a different type of person, because he has like a rabbit, you know, tooth or whatever going on, so it shows that he is from a different species from Beerus and Champa. So yeah, that's about it when it comes to this episode of Dragon Ball Super. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and I love you all so much. Please be safe. Chibi out.